Well, that episode wasn't. I can't call that good, but at the same time, not awful. That had to be the least stupid one I've seen so far. This is episode 8, Lost on the Subway. So the basic plot for this one, they're trying to perfect a new game called Punchy Face, I think it's called, in which they've created boxing gloves that you can punch without pain, but those kind of gloves already exist though. And so there's this really stupid gag this episode ends up. There's many stupid gags in the episode, but at the same time they're weighed out by just gags that just are meh. That's it. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'll go into more detail. So it starts out with a stupid gag in which like Hudson has his gloves on and he's trying to get a drink of water. He's trying to drink a drink, saying that he's thirsty, and then like it slips out of his gloves obviously and crashes to the floor. I expect him to spill it everywhere, and then like he says, "I'm still thirsty." It's stupid. There's nothing more I can say about it. It's stupid. And so they're using a special technology, and a semi like kind of amusing gag happens in which Babe is practicing the boxing with Hudson, and then she has him on the ground. She's punching him. Trip comes in and he's like pulling her off. He's pulling her off him, and he goes like, "I know he's not very smart, but that's no reason to beat him up because he thinks it's real." I admit that's a little. I didn't care for it, but at the same time, I didn't find it all that purposeful. Then again, what in a Schneider's Bakery show has purpose, really. Even though there are those episodes that something like Bizarro Bakery points out are very effective. So with this one, we have, they can't take cars because reason. Dumb, contrived reason that we need in order to prevent them from doing a car. Then why can't they just take a helicopter? Because there's some kind of a parade going on that's keeping them. Taxi Pride? Is that what it's called? Wow. And all the streets are like blocked up for hours. And Trip says he can't take the subway because his dad is afraid of the subway or something. And they convince him that they have to do it. And I'll admit, there are moments in this episode where I laughed and I didn't expect to laugh. Like when Hudson's doing the demonstration with Trip, Hudson just KOs him instantly with one punch. I can't help. I don't know why I laughed at that. I really don't. Because it just, the timing, I guess, worked there. And then after that, we have we see them on the subway, and they're like these really bizarre, twisted like things. Like they're selling like foam cases, roasted corn. And there's this guy selling red eggs. That was really fucking stupid. I didn't get that at all. And I'm not sure what exactly they were trying. Was it supposed to be drugs? Was that what it's supposed to? And there's a point where Kenzie hits Hudson in the head over some sort of stupid remark he makes, and oh, they have manicures there too. You can't get a manicure right now. Yeah, just trying to get everybody to like not lose. Oh yeah, the break dancers. That's right. There's that too. And so then they're on the subway and they find out they forgot the gloves, and that means that Hudson and Trip you have to go back to get the gloves, which I believe. But then they end up getting lost as a result. And then, this is terrible. Once again, this reinforces that Count Mitchell is the best thing in the show. There's a great gag where he he talks about how like his table wasn't ready at a restaurant, and how like the waiter tells him, "I'm sorry, your table's not ready yet." And then like the next day, he buys the restaurant and he goes, "Guess what? Your job's not ready anymore." Something like that. Even if it's not smart, even if it's really stupid, just the fact that like he's putting so much into it makes it entertaining. Like, I feel like the other adults on the show, they don't try so hard. And even then, the bodyguards didn't bother me that much in this one. So this episode came off for the most part as just mediocrity for all the way through. With the exception of some very stupid moments. And he's also like, it turns out Dub's not simply afraid of the subway, but rather he hates the idea of being on the subway because around so many people he believes are beneath him. And so then like he calls them and he calls Hudson and Trip and tells them to Trip and Hudson and tells them to stay where they are, and he's gonna come straight to them after they tell him where they are. But then Trip doesn't move because they're supposed to get off the subway and wait there, but then they're on the subway, so then they stay on the subway and it moves. That's kind of stupid, but at the same time, it's expected. And then, like, also, there's a funny moment where, like, he knocks... Bunny's, like, overdoing it with the carrots or something, with a, like, salad plate or something, and he knocks the carrots out. You've had enough carrots! I thought that was funny. Because, once again, he's just... So, they get to the, it's a Japanese, like, company that, like, is doing the graphics for the game. Or the graphic motions or something. And so then, like, Babe and Kenzie, they have to stall. They keep going to the bathroom, and then they also, like, show slides of different foods they've eaten. I'm not sure where this came from exactly. There's not really a setup to the joke. So we have, it comes to the point where they need to just go on with the demonstration, but they don't have anything to use for boxing gloves. They get the woman who's the receptionist or assistant at the desk to go into the bathroom and lend them her bra. Okay. I remember expecting this to be hell of a lot worse than it actually was. I expected it to be that, like, Babe was going to assault her in the bathroom and take her padding, her cup padding or something, and it's not exactly that. I mean, it's still stupid, but at the same time, like, just the fact that they didn't make it an excuse for it to be a torture porn. I think I'm glad that they didn't go that direction. So we have them doing the demonstration, except, like, obviously it's not going to be as pain-free. The boxing gloves will not yield the same exact painless reaction that the blow-up ones will, which ends up resulting in, obviously Kenzie's supposed to be the target for the game, to help demonstrate the game as the target, and then Babe is the boxer, and sure enough, she beats the crap out of her. I expected her to be, like, really bruised up and battered the next time we see her after that scene. I was kind of relieved that actually they just have her, like, lying down on the chair, half dead, upside down, and then, like, with her with, like, tissue in her nose, because apparently she had a bloody nose as a result. Just the fact that, like, they didn't make this I like the fact that they didn't make this a Kenzie torture porn. They didn't make it it's a bit of a Hudson torture porn. In many episodes they have Trip as the butt monkey, and it ends up being a torture porn in his department. I was relieved they didn't make it. Really, it wasn't really a torture porn for anybody, except you could sort of argue Dub. What happens is Dub eventually tracks down the location, but then, like, he's afraid of the people around him. He sprays a woman who gets too close to him, and then there's another guy who wants to offer his apple, and then, like, he freaks out because he thinks the guy's coming after him with the knife, and then Ruthless holds the guy back while Bunny is, like, pulling Dub into the subway to keep him safe, while Trip and Hudson, they come out of the subway, the exact same car, because they finally arrive in the same location. Except then, like, Bunny, because he, like, ate too many carrots, I think, he passes out from exhaustion, and he ends up passing out on top of Dub, pinning him into his seat, so that when the subway closes up, it takes off with both of them in it. Is he really that big that he'd pin down Dub? I really don't think so. And is Dub really not strong enough to push him off? I realize that's not what they want me to think. Yeah, and then they're just looking at the foam cases. So that's pretty much this episode in a whole entire nutshell. It's not particularly memorable, but at the same time, it's not particularly, like, it's not, like, noticeably bad. It's just, like, it's like I said, it's mediocrity. At this point, it's just the best I think maybe this show could do is mediocrity, with the exception of Kel Mitchell's scenes. That seems to be it in a nutshell. And also they use bread, loaves of bread. They use loaf of bread in the gloves too that they create with the woman's padded bra. And like I said, the result is weird all around. Speaking of Madison Shipman, she does the voice of Violet in who plays Kenji. She does the voice of Violet in the Peanuts movie. I saw that today. That was really good. And, like, I knew it was her. Part of me thought it was Patty she was playing. I think I was mistaken, though. And then, but yeah, I was mistaken because it was Violet she was doing the voice of. And, like, yeah, she performed that well. The voice cast in that movie was very good. It was a really good movie. It wasn't just simply a loving tribute to the Peanuts. It lovingly fit into that same universe. It lovingly had that feel of the original cartoons, the original shorts and specials, and it was fast. It was really fast, and I was laughing a lot in that movie. You love Peanuts. It's very hard not to enjoy this movie. It's kind of like when I said with Matinee, like, if you love movies, it's hard not to enjoy Matinee. And, yeah, I can't really think of anything else to say on this one. Except, like, the Japanese stereotypes were a little offensive, but other than that, like, really, I can't see anything particularly... I can sort of see how this episode could work for the kids it was aimed toward. Like, maybe it's just that. Like, I need to try, kind of adjust to the way that they've set up this world. And, yeah, maybe 8 episodes was enough to finally do that. We'll see soon enough. I think that, like, it goes to show that at times when they're not trying, maybe they actually can produce something of quality. Which, that doesn't mean they shouldn't try. They should try. Oh, by the way, I wore this shirt just for Peanuts movie, by the way. And, yeah, it goes to show how when if it comes to a point where they're actually really, really trying very hard, the result will be unbelievable. Because they've shown here, when they're not really trying, that they can actually produce something of a almost passable quality. I know that's saying the bar very low, but it's still going to show that, well, you look at the best episodes of iCarly, the best episodes of Victorious, the best episodes of Zoe 101, I mean, and Drake and Josh. I mean, forget the worst episodes. I mean, like, I Pear Store, Treehouse, The Radio. The Radio made me really fucking mad. I'll get to that at some point in the future. Don't you worry. And that still makes me mad today when I think about it. Every single time I think about it, that episode really makes me fucking mad. And, like, this is Scott Fellows and not Dan Schneider, but, like, yeah, the best of Declassified, Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. Except, obviously, the worst of that would be Car Wash, among maybe a couple others. So, that's it for this week's episode. Not necessarily this week's episode, because it's not distinct, the time periods I post these in. So that's it for this review. I'll 2 more episodes and we're caught up. I'll have to figure out something else to cover in the time being. See you at the next one. Future movie writer. Catch you on the flip side.